Well, welcome to Hamilton County TV Coaches Show. I'm Perry Williams. Alongside of me is John Peckinpaugh, the coach of the Noblesville Millers. Welcome, Coach.
Perry, thanks for having me back on.
No problem. Well, Coach, one thing about it now, this is your first year at Noblesville, and now we're probably 70 to 75 practices into the season, and it's sectional time. Did it go pretty fast? And was it what you expected?
It flew by there for a little bit. Starting to slow down a little bit with some breaks from games. So we get a lot of time with our guys, working on us a little bit this week. But this year's went by fairly quickly for us.
Coach, advantage or disadvantage of not playing this week?
For us, I think it's an advantage. We still need to get a lot better in a lot of areas of the game, and we've been able to take advantage of that this week early on, and we plan to the rest of the week, and then we'll really start to dive into the sectional over the weekend.
Yeah, and the one thing about it, when you look at the numbers on the Millers this season in 23 games, I've seen the biggest percentage of the ball games, especially here at home. But the one thing about it, I just feel like we're just so close. I mean, we just got to get everybody gelling as a team. And a perfect example is players in double figures this year. Of course, Alex Hunt is senior, 13 times he's been in double figures this year, and Jordan Gaddis 10, and then the young sophomore E.J. Smith. But the first 3 or 4 games he struggled because it's new to him and it's a different flow, all that new teammates and everything.
No, without a doubt.
But he had 9. Evan Wilson, early on struggled big time.
Yeah. And Evan's done a good job this last month of kind of giving us more than just his shooting. I think he's been really good on the glass, both on the offensive and defensive end of the floor, which just makes him more valuable than just him shooting the ball. And then EJ has came on strong late as well. I think right around the holiday tournament time, he started to step up and get more comfortable within how we play. And I think that can be said for all of our guys. Completely new system on both ends of the floor. It takes some time to get used to, and we're right there. I don't think anyone's blown us out of a game yet this year. So it comes down to 1 or 2 possessions most nights. We just got to value those details that we talk about every day in practice if we want to start winning those games. And the good thing about sectional in Indiana, we're all 0-0 going into this thing.
And that's the one great thing about it. And the one thing, I guess it's an advantage. You've played everyone in the sectional, okay, and Carmel, which is defending state championship, you went in a double overtime with them and had a chance to win it. You played well against Fishers early, 59-51, and had a good chance there. Zionsville, even though it ended up 60-49, it was. It was closer than really the score.
That would be the one game I think we let get away from us a little bit, and they're a good team, well coached, played their size in their zone, made it hard for us to score on them. But that was one that we weren't ever kind of 1 or 2 possessions away down the stretch. So I've been proud of how our guys have fought all year and competed. It's just, are we willing to take that next step this week and buy into doing the little details that win 1 or 2 possession games for you?
Absolutely. And the one thing about that Zionsville game, it always stands out in my mind of that ball game, that was kind of a coming out for E.J. Smith and David Lloyd, because with the injury that he had, you hadn't played him much, and he came in that game against Zionsville, scored in double figures, and really kept us in the ball game. And of course, that was one of 2 games that EJ had over 20 points, Zionsville, and then the next night against Fort Wayne Northrop.
That's a great game for both those guys since they shoot it extremely well. And David's just his confidence coming back in his leg, and he's still not close to full strength in his leg that was broke last spring. So he's getting there. I thought he was really good against Avon last Friday. Hopefully he takes another step forward this week and next week in practice.
And the one thing about it is that, in the middle of the season, Noah Harris was just playing okay, but he's really come on, especially in rebounding. I mean, he's one of the top rebounders, along with some of your other guys there, and Preston Roberts, a freshman, is one that, and minutes played, he's got a lot of rebounds and minutes played, really.
No, without a doubt. And Preston does a great job of just really attacking the glass and going and getting the ball. Same thing with Noah. Both those guys are long and athletic, and they play with high motors. And when they both play like that, it really helps our team.
Yeah, and the one good thing about it is that group of Smith and Harris and Wilson and Lloyd, you're going to have all those guys back next year. And, I always use this terminology. It's probably not the right term to use, but they really look like basketball players. I mean, they got good length. They're long. They got long arms.
And they're all good athletes. We need to have a great spring. Not that we're really thinking about that too much right now with it in the weight room. If they buy into working with our new weight coach, Coach Metter, they'll be a difference maker in their development over the course of this next year.
Well, Coach, let's go into this sectional because it's coming up here and Tuesday night. There's 2 games on Tuesday night. Fortunately, Noblesville and Westfield both got a bye, so they don't have to play till Friday. But the first game is Zionsville Fishers. Second game is Hamilton Southeastern Carmel. So, both good games that night. I know that, it's kind of the little spunk in Zionsville has been taken out a little bit because they lost one of their number one players. So.
A couple of injuries has hurt them. But they'll be dangerous. They're well coached, play a little bit different than everybody else in our conference, in our sectional. So they'll be a tough matchup. Fisher's obviously a very talented, well coached team. With the big guy down low, they're really, really, really good. So it'll be a good game to start off the sectional.
Yeah, and then Southeastern Carmel, and we will play this winter the Southeastern Carmel, and that'll be Friday night at 7:30. But both of those are good teams, and of course, I always say this. Of course, I'm old school in this. Carmel's defending state champions, and they're still the state champion until
someone wins it, right?
Until somebody wins it, and they're very well coached, and they play very good defense.
Yeah, Ryan does a great job. Went to their game last night. Just very disciplined. They're not going to make too many mistakes on either end of the floor. They're going to make you earn everything you get. They're going to make the game tough on you. It'll be a really good game.
Of course, Southeastern coming in here with a 12-game winning streak. So
yeah, no, they're playing as good as anybody in the state. The big guy down low makes it hard to score over the top of him when you get in the lane. And they're guarding at a high level right now as well.
Yeah, and I don't think some people realize the impact of this Noblesville sectional because when you take a look at 4A sectional field records, the Lawrence Central sectional is 113 wins and 36 losses at 76%, and the Noblesville sectional is second, 88 wins and 45 losses, and that's 66%. So we got 2 of the top sectionals right here in Central Indiana. So.
No, yeah, and they're both going to be great sectionals, and I don't think you'll see a bad game at either one of those. So it's a fun time to come out and watch some basketball.
Absolutely, and really when you take a look at the Noblesville sectional, top to bottom, there's some pretty good teams playing in this sectional where. Lawrence Central and Lawrence North are in the same sectional, so that's of course they got to play each other the first game. So
yeah, it's tough.
Probably a team that has a good shot at winning the state is going to play the first round of sectional.
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
So that's tough there too. Coach, talk a little bit more about the seniors, especially the seniors you have this season because they've made a huge difference.
No, yeah, and we talk about this all the time. The seniors have done a great job all year buying in to the toughness we want to play with, and they've helped us lay the foundation of how we want our program to look. They might not see all the benefits and all the rewards from that, but in 2 to 3 years, a lot of our success is going to be about these 6 seniors who helped us build the culture and the toughness and the details of every day in practice and help us set the tone. So 2 or 3 years, a lot of the stuff you'll see us get better at will be in tribute to those 6 guys who have done it every day for us. So I couldn't say enough about all of them. Brendan Fisher's great leader, great kid, has done a great job all year. I think he was the first guy to really buy into what I was saying at practices in the summer. And then Jordan Gaddis, Alex Hunt have been great. They've been very consistent all year. And then Trenton Reed and Levi Calvert and Keegan Smith have all stepped up in times when we need them. Might not see it all, but they've been great at practice. Trenton Reed's gave us huge minutes. Levi has given us huge minutes this year in times. So I can't be more proud of those guys and what they've done for this program and for me, and helped me learn some stuff as we were on the fly here, getting a new system in at Noblesville.
Yeah, and actually, I'd like to talk a little bit about Jordan Gaddis, because I don't think people realize that each week, game in, game out, Jordan Gaddis gets the toughest guy to guard on the other team.
No, without a doubt. Jordan's done a great job all year, and had a really good stretch there right before our holiday tournament. And then he guarded the guard from Westfield really good. And Braden Smith and Gus very well. And then had a huge holiday tournament, and then went on to guard Pike's best player. I mean, he's done a great job for us all year, and he needs to continue that into the sectional.
Yeah, and also when you look at his stats, he's also averages 8 points a game, and he gets a lot of rebounds.
Yeah, he does a great job.
He leads the team in assists. So, and of course, probably the most consistent player you've had this season has been Alex Hunt in the middle, and there's been games where, he's been a beast. I mean, there's times
without
when
a doubt.
You see that flies, that he's a very talented basketball player.
Without a doubt. When he gets in foul trouble, we're a little bit of a different team. We'll get hurt a little bit, but when we need a basket, we're going to try to get Alex the ball and get him in a position where he can score it. He's been very good on both ends of the floor. He's been very vocal in the locker room. He's been very vocal at practice. Couldn't ask him to do more for our team and our program than what he's done this year.
And of course, Brendan Fisher's led on the floor all the time. I mean, you can just. He does the things that really don't show up in the scorebook, like diving for a loose ball and getting it tied up, or a deflection off a player going out of bounds, the other team, and
100%.
Get the ball back, and those are things. And then you talk about Reed. He really gives you those minutes to bring in the game there and spell Gaddis and Fisher, because they go, we talked about this the last time. One of the things that you had to look at with Jordan Gaddis was he was getting tired because he was playing him too many minutes. So.
No, without a doubt. And I think he's starting to come out of that a little bit, and Trenton Reed's been a big part of that. He's done a great job in practice and has proved that he can be very productive on the floor. And he's at Muncie Central, he gave us huge minutes. Gary Catholic and at Brownsburg, he gave us a lot of really, really good minutes, and was very important in our success against some of those teams.
And Calvert and Smith, I mean, when you played them in the game, they give it everything you can, and you can watch them on the sidelines over there. They're encouraging the team, and it's really a team group, really.
No, without a doubt. I'm very happy with how they've handled all 6 of those guys, how they've handled this change. I think they've done about as good a job as you can possibly do.
Yeah, and it's always tough when you bring a new coach in, because the culture is different, and plus all these kids are new to you. You haven't seen any of them, so
not many of them had played a ton of varsity minutes coming into the season. I think Alex and Brendan Fisher were the only 2 that played any significant minutes. So everything was new to a lot of these guys, and those 6 seniors who had seen it, maybe not have been in it, but have seen it from practices, did a great job of helping our young guys figure out what you have to do to be successful.
Coach, the one thing we talked about in the beginning, you've went through about 70 to 75 practices and 23 ball games. Do you feel like the team has progressed?
Yeah, I mean, there's areas where I think we look back at it, we could have won that game, we could have won this game, but I think we've gotten better throughout the season, and we'll get better going into the summer, and it'll take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, especially where we're at and how good the competition is. it's going to take some time to get it to where we want it. But I think we're on the right track to do that.
Okay. I appreciate, Coach, for you taking time out and talking with me about the season and about the players, because I feel very, very good looking in the future as a Noblesville fan first and a broadcaster second. And it's been a fun season, and I think we've seen some kids really grow up.
No, yeah, and I think we can extend the season a little bit here. I like our draw, and I think the sectional is a tough sectional, but we got a home game on Friday night against a very good team. But I like where we're at right now.
Coach, let me ask you a question too, because you just mentioned the sectional is here at Noblesville. Is it better for you as a coach? I mean, because these kids are in the home atmosphere, routine. They know exactly what they're not going into a strange locker room.
Yeah.
They're not seeing a strange floor.
I think it's definitely an advantage, and our crowd has been amazing the last month of the season. I hope they continue to do that through the sectional. I think it really does give us an advantage, and I'm happy to be a part of that. The community's been awesome here this last month.
I think that I think people around the state and certainly in central Indiana will see this Noblesville gym rocking on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
That'll be a pretty cool sectional.
Yeah, because it's going to be a nice sectional.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.